What's up, guys? It's Spider Lane, lead vocals and New Disease, one word. Facebook.com/NewDiseaseUSA. Check us out. I got a harmonica video for you. It's my second to last one for a little while. I'm going to have one more after this, and then it'll probably be a while before I do any more. But this one's going to be a longer video. This is the plastic Hohner Shootout. I finally got the third set today. I had to order these because I've never seen them in a store. I was able to get the Hoodoo Blues set in a store, but not these. The last ones that I needed to get, the Blue Ice. 3 harmonicas, C, D, and G, just like the Hoodoo Blues. Real quick, I'm going to go over the 3 available sets of cheap plastic Hohner harps. I have them in this empty Ritz cracker container, as I'm using the cases for other things now. First up, the one that a lot of people start on, the Piedmont Blues. These are the absolute cheapest. You get 7 of these in the keys of A, B flat, C, D, E, F, and G for around 20 bucks. That's about $2.80 a harp, something like that. Next, you've got the Hoodoo Blues. These come in a similar set and case, pretty much the exact same to the Blue Ice. 3 harps, C, D, and G. These ones, the set for me was about 12 bucks, so that's, what, 4 a harp? And then you've got the Blue Ice, which are, the set for me was about 15, so $5 a harp. What I'm going to do first, since our keys that I'm going to be going over are C, D, and G, I'm going to play you some good Hohners in those keys, so you can hear what a good harp sounds like, and then you can go from there. Start off with C. Real quick, this is the case that the Piedmont Blues used to come in. Today they don't come in a case that nice. It's a little thinner and a little less padded, but that's similar to what you can expect. So a lot of people buy all 3 of these sets. They'll buy them just for the cases, and that's kind of what I did too. But after I had the Piedmont and the Hoodoo Blues, I decided, fuck it, I want to go and try and find the Blue Ice and do a comparison of all 3 to see what the best value is. But before I do that, first off, a good Hohner. This is my old blues band in C. Upside down. There's a good C for you. That's what a decent harp sounds like. Up next, my D. This is a Hohner Blues Bender, middle of the road. That was a D. And now finally, the loud one of the bunch, my G. This is a Hohner Big River harp that I just dropped. Good, impervious to damage. Front says Hohner. Normally that means it's pretty good. That was a good G. And now, onto this fantastic mess of plastic. We'll start out with the key of C. I'm going to go from cheapest to most expensive for each harp, and it's going to take me a minute to find them since I've got them all thrown in this box here. So you'll have to bear with me. Okay. First off, key of C. This is our Piedmont Blues. And this is one that I haven't used a whole lot because the logo is still on it. With these plastic Hohners, the logo is stamped on just with regular ink, and with repeated use, the logos will wear right off. In fact, I'm going to see right now. Let's see if I can wear this logo a little bit. No, it's not wearing off, so I guess it just happens with repeated use. But this is our Piedmont Blues in C, the cheapest Hohner you can get. Surprisingly not too bad, but since I started collecting these, I've had a good C Harp, the blues band that I just played, so I've had like no use for that one. Next up, we're going to do the Hoodoo Blues in C, as soon as I can find it. Here we are. This is the Hoodoo Blues. These come in a 3-set like this, with a zippered case, and these are the second most expensive Hohner plastic harp. Not too bad, a little louder than the Piedmont Blues, but it also has a few dead notes that the Piedmont Blues does not have. So third on our list here is the Blue Ice. Now, as far as I know, I mentioned this in my last video, but I think there was only one other review of the Blue Ice Hohners on YouTube, so you can check that one out, but now there are two. This is the Blue Ice. These come in the 3-set CD and G, and these are, a set's going to run you between 15 and 20 bucks depending on where you get it. But I've never seen these in a store, so as far as I know, you can only get them online. But this is the most expensive plastic Hohner harp. These are the Hohner Blue Ice, and this one's in C. I think the Hoodoo Blues is a little louder, but the notes are a little clearer and more defined on this one. And no dead holes, as far as I could tell. That was our C. Next one I want to do the G's, just because these are a big problem with cheap harmonicas. Because G is typically the lowest key that someone's going to have in their case, like a professional player. So normally you need a really good G because it's so low, and the reeds and everything will start rattling around if it's a cheap one, which has been the case with just about all of these. So we will start off with the Piedmont Blues. This is the Piedmont Blues in G. This is going to sound really bad. Cheapest ones they make. I'm like out of breath. That's a lot. Give me a second to check my messages here. I need to respond to this, otherwise I'm not going to stop. But that was our Piedmont Blues in G. Next up is our Hoodoo Blues. Second cheapest or second most expensive, depending on how you look at it. This is also in G. Dear God, that's terrible. Where's the Piedmont? Listen to the difference in these two. The first thing that you play is sort of a chord. This is the Piedmont. A little out of tune. Now listen to this. Ew. Yuck. The review must go on. can't do any more on this, but the high notes bend a little better on the Hoodoo Blues on this one, but that in beginning, that's just terrible. That's absolutely unacceptable. Now finally, the Blue Ice in G. I don't think I've played this one yet, I'm not sure. By the way, the Blue Ice, real quick, same setup as the other two plastic models that Hohner does. Plastic cover plates, plastic comb, brass reeds, but everything on this, the comb and the cover plates, are blue plastic, so it's kind of cool. This is the Blue Ice in G. This is pretty good. For a cheap harp in G, this is definitely good. I would keep this as a backup if anything would happen to my big river and I had to do something in G. I would use this as a backup. That'd be cool. So, score 1 for the Blue Ice. Let me slide this back into the case here. After I got the Hoodoo Blues, I really fell in love with the cases these come in. I know it's kind of hard to see, but they hold 3 harmonicas. They're durable, sort of a hard shell, but not really. It's almost like a chipboard guitar case. So it's not uber durable, but it's definitely not bad. The inside's nice and padded. It's a good little layer of padding, and it's got these elastic bands. Try and get a side view of this. That'll hold the harmonicas very, very firmly in place, which is very cool. The last key we've got is D. Out of the plastic sets, the D is normally pretty good, because, I mean, who doesn't want a good D here and there? But, start off, once again, Piedmont Blues. And you can see an example here of how that logo wears off. Let me try and find my C real quick, and I'll show you the difference between one that's worn and one that isn't. Here's the C. Looks pretty much brand new. And here's the D. You can see where the logo over here is starting to wear off a good bit. And that'll happen with all of these plastic harps. I don't really care, because I like instruments that look pretty beat up. I've distressed a few of my guitars on purpose. So normally beat up looks pretty cool, especially when you're doing blues and that kind of thing. So I don't consider that necessarily a bad thing. This is the Piedmont Blues in D. Sounds pretty good. The D's in these sets normally sound pretty good. So that was our Piedmont Blues. Let's check out our Hoodoo Blues once I find it. Something I like about the Piedmont Blues, I'll point this out real quick. On the Piedmont Blues, the key of the harmonica is on the side of the comb there by your mouth holes. And on, I'm not sure, yeah, it's the same way on the Hoodoo Blues and the Blue Ice. The key is up in the corner here. It's so tiny that you can't even see it. And it's not on the comb, which kind of sucks. That might not be an issue for some people, but for me, I like to open my case, and, you know, I order them the way they are on purpose, because some of mine have that on... Damn it! Some of mine have the key on the comb and some don't. Like my Steven Tyler one in A has it on the comb. But either way, this is the Hoodoo Blues. I got the wrong one. I'm just all over the place in this video, but that's okay, because I told you it was going to be a long video, and if I didn't, it's going to be a long video. Hohner Hoodoo Blues. This one's already starting to wear away, as you can see, because I've been playing this one a lot. You know, I'm sort of putting together a Frankenstein travel set of these cheap harps that I take when I'm not, you know, playing, recording, or doing anything serious, jamming with a band or anything. When I just want to screw around, I take a few of the plastic ones, because if something happens to them, I'm going to be sad that I lost the case, more than anything. But this is the Hoodoo Blues in D. Son of a bitch. God, there's a sound, huh? I actually think I already blew out one of the reeds in this. That would be the 6th draw is already blown out. I've had this maybe a week. That's pathetic. Fuck this. So the Hoodoo Blues D, garbage. Now the Piedmont Blues, real quick, I'll throw this in. I've had my set of Piedmont Blues for almost a year, and they've stood up pretty well. Like, the G went almost immediately. Some of them I've barely even played, like the A. And the B flat I've played a lot, and it still sounds good. Like, I would use that for a show or jamming with a band. That one was pretty good, which is good because I don't have another one in that key. It's the only reason I keep it around. But, we're on the key of D. This is the Blue Ice. Most expensive plastic Hohner in D. Sounds good. Definitely good. Like, I'd probably put this up against my Blues Bender, because the Blues Benders aren't the greatest. They're like middle-of-the-road Hohner, but definitely not bad. Like, these Blue Ice, I really like them, and I think if you're going to get a set to start on, like a cheap set, don't get the Piedmont Blues, definitely don't get the Hoodoo Blues. Get the Blue Ice, shell out the extra, between $3 and $5, and get a good set. These are cool. Like, I think I might just use these as my travel set from here on out and replace the C with my Fuego Azul, which I reviewed a few videos back. So overall, out of the plastic Hohner harps, go over one more time, you have the 7 harp set of Piedmont Blues, come in a case. Not similar to this, but not too different, just a little less protection. This case is a Piedmont Blues case circa like 2005, and now you can buy one of these kind of cases directly from Hohner's site. That one's black, the one they sell now is gray, or if you get the full set of blues bands, the 7 set, you can get a case like that. But those, the set of Piedmont Blues, like $20, and you get 7 harps. They're sort of hit or miss. Some of them are going to be garbage, some of them are going to be good. Then you've got the Hoodoo Blues, which come in a 3 set like this, with the Hohner logo on there and a good zipper. The cases on all 3 sets are good, no matter which case you get. The cases are awesome, and if you want a cheap case, go ahead, shell out for one of these sets, depending on how many harps you want to take with you. But these are definitely worth it, and for a bonus, go ahead and get the Blue Ice set, and you've got a couple halfway decent backup harps if you should blow one of yours out somewhere. But the Hoodoo Blues come in a 3 set like that, C, D, and G, but as you heard in this video, I think the Hoodoo Blues are the worst of all 3 of these sets. So I would not advise under any circumstances, not for practicing, not for learning, not for backups, definitely not for backups. The Hoodoo Blues sucks. Just forget them. Forget they even exist. Then finally, you've got the Blue Ice. The most expensive out of the plastic harps, the same as the Hoodoo Blues. They come in C, D, and G. Come in 3 zippered case. And they're all good. I like them. I mean, you can get a better cheap C, like the Fuego Azul is a good C, like a real cheap one, or you can get a blues band like mine that's in C, nice and cheap, because this, the Blue Ice, they're $15, that's what I got them for at least, plus, I don't know, $2 or $3 for shipping, and they're good. I like them a lot. Like, I think this will just be my new travel set. I'm especially astounded at this G. Like, these blue ice respond well to people who actually have somewhat technique, which I'm embarrassed to say about myself, because I never want to say that I'm good at an instrument, just that I can kind of play it. But they respond well to decent players. You can bend on them really easily. Overall, the blue ice, definitely the best value for the money, because you get the case, and you get harps that are actually usable, which you don't really get with the other sets. So the Hohner blue ice, if you're going to get a starter set or a backup set, a practice set, a travel set, whatever have you, the blue ice is what you want to go with. I love them. I'd say some other guys who play, real professional harps, they're like 30, 40 bucks a piece. I think they would appreciate the blue ice set. I'll wait, see if some other reviews of them come out, and we'll judge from that. That's all we have to go by. But this has been the Spider Lane Plastic Hohner Harmonica Shootout, with the blue ice coming out as the clear winner. My name's Spider Lane. I play harmonica, and I play guitar and sing in the band New Disease. Check us out, facebook.com/newdiseaseusa. Thank you. Have a good one.